invite any three guests to a private party, anyone dead or alive, an icon that you've always looked up to, or absolutely anyone, who would it be at your private party? Masks on, of course, and social distancing.
Bob Marley.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of people, man.
We had Skip Marley on the show. His grandson, who's pretty awesome. Maybe you guys would one day do something.
I met Skip. We did a show together in the Cayman Islands, and his mom was there. I think his mom was Sadella, right?
Yeah, Sadella, exactly.
And she was at the side of my stage going crazy, like whining and dancing, and she's like,
she's a Machel fan.
Yeah, straight up. And I actually did a show with them when I was 9 with Ziggy, Steven, when they were the Melody Makers, and we were running around like kids, you know.
Yeah.
But Bob Marley would definitely be one. I would want to ask a lot of questions about a lot of songs.
Yeah.
Private party. Wow. I mean, all the people I would want to have this party with are probably not here. You know, we always want to be on, because I get so lucky. I get to hang out with Ashanti. Sometimes I get to hang with Pitbull. Real fun. Rihanna. Yeah, I think Rihanna will be at that party. Me, Rihanna. Thanks to that memory. Me, Rihanna, Bob. Who would complete that foursome?
This is a make or break moment right here. Who's going to be that last person at the party? Because you got two incredible icons, and you're the third incredible icon. So who's the fourth that would make that mix as good as it could possibly be? Pressure.
We already have two guys there. It might have to be my wife.
Yeah.
I might get in trouble.
Yeah, true. That's
let me see who. I don't know, man. I don't know. So many people.
Someone saying Michael Jackson, MLK. Got some suggestions here.
I would say Mike, but I think Mike will be too quiet. You know.
Yeah.
Mike will be too quiet. You know what I kind of dig? I dig Mike Tyson.
Oh, okay.
I like Mike Tyson. I like his honesty. I like his honesty, like brutal honesty. His jokes.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be me, Sadhguru, Bob, and Rihanna.
Okay. I like that.
Sadhguru.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
we could all sing.
Yeah. And you guys would make a track together. I can see it happen right now.
Definitely. Definitely. Could you be loved? Could you be loved under the umbrella and be the happiest man alive?
Yeah. There it is right there. And we'd all be very happy listening to it. So good one. Okay, so question number 3. So you are the undisputed king of soca, and I don't know how you do it, but just consistently putting out just banger after banger. Every song is fire. Do you have sort of a formula? How do you make it happen? It's so hard to do. And so many people come and go, and you've been in the industry for 30 years. And again, consistently great music.
Next year, I'm celebrating 40 years in the music.
Wow, next year is going to be 40 years.
I started at 7.
Yeah.
Next year, I'll be 47.
Yeah. Wow.
So the trick is the effort.
Okay.
That's how you do it. It's just the effort, because once you're willing to put in the effort, you know, you will pull out some Malcolm X. You'll do it by any means necessary.
Yeah.
And one of the tricks of me is, you know, I believe in my company is called Monk, and Monk stands for Movement of Now Knowing. You know, it's a movement of new knowledge. I believe in embracing the tradition, like the old wisdom, but also putting it side by side with the new technology.
Yes.
So the technology is young people. They have the change. And then you have the wisdom. I carry the wisdom of the elders. I always look at James Brown. I look at Mighty Sparrow, Kitchener. I look at the older Calypsonians. I look at, Sam Cooke. I look at any documentaries, and I get education from the elders. But then I look at young people, and I learn what they do, and I learn how they behave, and I learn their technologies. I try to use it. But then I take those two things and I put it together in the present moment. So that's the past, there's the future, but come in the present. In the present is how do we deal with situations that we face in today? How do you deal with our truth? Because what our ancestors, our elders was facing is not what we facing today. And what the young people are going to be facing is not what we're facing today. Let's deal with today. So when I sit to make my music, I make sure, like, you know, I have roadmap songs with, like, the youngest producers in the game. Sometimes the newest writers in the game.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes a kid who was born in New York grew up listening to my music and listening to Steel Pan, and he went on to produce for Rihanna.
Yeah.
And he's Trini. So I try to look and search and work with people that will make me young.
Yeah.
And keep me on the forefront. And I work with people who would, you know, keep me grounded with some wisdom. And then I work with people I just pull from other people. It's relationships. And then you go in and you make the effort to bring it all together.
Yeah. And you obviously pull from the right people as well.
Yeah.
So that in itself,
that in itself is a skill to choose the right people. You know, and if you to thy own self be true. If you just judge yourself, no, just deal with you. Don't judge others, but be able to recognize certain qualities that you like and you want to work with, and then work with those people. You know.
Yeah. Going with your instinct is a big part of that, I'm assuming.
Well, you have to develop that instinct.
Yeah.
You know, you have to. Life is like, you know, I used to hear them saying there are only 36 type of people in the world.
Yeah.
And I kind of see that. I will meet you and I'll see you. I'll see somebody and I'll see something in you if I watch you long enough that I recognize in somebody that I've met before. I'll say, oh, that's that kind of person. There will be something unique, but there will be similar patterns. And, you know, you really know how to just choose the right people. Birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah. Incredible advice. All right. So, question number 4. So you mentioned Machel Mondays, which was your epic concert that you did on every year at Trinidad Carnival, and it was your last one last year. However, you ended it with a bang, with a marriage ceremony. You and Renee, your beautiful wife.
Yeah.
Stunning, by the way. You surprised fans with this, didn't you? So I can only imagine, as romantic as that was, you got to tell us about the proposal. How was the proposal?
You know, this is funny. We are about to show Machel Monday The Wedding. We are about to show that entire experience.
You are on Monday, right? On Monday, you're going to the full 2 hours.
And we talk about all of this, and we talk about all of that on that night, right? So the proposal for me, you know, to tell you the truth, Renee is like my best friend. Oh. And we always knew each other. We've known each other for over 20 years. You know, we've been involved off and on. And, you know, we always had other relationships at times. But there was one time when we decided, look, let's kind of come together and rock to just be like, we want to be the best. I want to be the best me.
Yeah.
And she want to be the best her that she could be. And I felt like, and all this came about with yoga. There's an understanding in yoga that to be complete, you know, you have to be in union with the universe. And that is your highest goal. So I was there to help her. She was there to help me. And I think part of union is understanding masculine and feminine energy.
Yeah.
You know, males are hard. They like structure. They like force. And they like to expand. Yeah. Females are soft. And they have flowing form. And they want to protect and nurture. So while we want to break down walls, they want to put up fences and protect. And so there's a balance that you could, you know, get there. You could achieve a balance. And I think that was just us. We just decided, hey, let's do this balance. And, you know, living in a house together in California, we would live in Trinidad together. Yeah, we decided, look, let's just do something different, you know. And I think that was it.
Yeah, what was that moment when you proposed? Did you do like the whole romantic thing, or was it more kind of matter of fact, like that conversation just between you guys as best friends as well as?
Yeah, I think it was more. I think it was more like a conversation, and we actually was just, you know, wilding out, you know, because she always make jokes about how it should happen, but we was actually just wilding out, and I take pride in saying we have never been boyfriend and girlfriend ever.
Oh, you've never been boyfriend and girlfriend?
There is no claim to that. On once or twice we tried to do that, and we would get totally upset with each other and stop talking to each other the next day. So it never would. So it was
no titles. That's the way to make a relationship up.
Different understanding of. So it wasn't that surprise you, but there was a level of surprise. But I must say, if you want to really see that story, you have to watch Machel Monday.
Well, we're going to be watching. No, we're all going to be watching.
You have to log on to MachelMontano.com.
We'll be there on Monday for sure. And by the way, congrats, because it's going to be your 1-year wedding anniversary as well on Sunday, Valentine's Day. So double celebration for you guys.
We made it.
You made it.
Yeah.
What would you say, just quickly, you've learned about yourself over that year of being married? Have you learned anything sort of new about you?
Of course.
Yeah.
I have to have consideration for others. Women like closet space.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and a lot of it.
They want their own sink. They want their own side of the bathroom. They have their own products in the bathroom. I never had to rock like that.
Yeah. So you're squeezed into the corner.
Well, I almost have nowhere.
Yeah.
She's like, you see this bedroom? We need to break this down, build this wall, and this is my walk-in, and I was like,
yeah.
But just letting her do it was fun, because in the end, I end up with a nice surrounding and a nice setting. She's the one who would, I just like that. I like to, let the woman do what she needs to do,
Yeah, give a woman a walk-in closet and you're all set. We're easy.
Yeah.
They're difficult. We're easy.
Yeah. I don't think they're difficult at all. It's not that. I really want to live my life for this next 45 years, because I'm going to pass 90, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm brand new. I want to live this next part of my life, not seeing it as men versus women, or I'm way past that now. This is about here is my opportunity to come and understand feminine energy and get respect and take that and nurture yourself with it.
I love that.
Yeah, I've learned that, the things that men would not think of would be important to women. And you have to really, learn that. This is fun to learn that, because you would never think of it.
Yeah. And it might be a little more than a walk-in closet. That was a joke. Shallow. It might be a little more than that.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah. All right, so we're on question number 5. So you're one of the most confident and energetic performers I've ever seen in my entire life. And it's interesting, because you said you had to learn to get to that point because you're naturally shy. But first off, how many times would you estimate you have performed on stage? If you could put a number on it, how many times would you say you've performed on stage? Was it thousands upon thousands? As many as 10,000?
More than 10,000. Way
Wow.
more than that. I would probably do anywhere between maybe 300 shows a year, 200 shows a year, probably.
Wow.
Let me see. I do like. There was one
I'm
time
bad at math. Someone do the math, please.
There was one time I would do 80 shows a carnival season, and over the years that has come down to like 60, and then to like 50, and then sometimes to like 30. But I mean, in previous years, it's 5 shows a night. Then it would be in New York, and you'll do like 60 shows for summer, and then you go to Toronto. I would say something, because I'm not good with that math anyway, because why are we counting? Who's counting? The experiences come at you so fast in this game that if you try to hold on to them, I've actually learned to prosper by not trying to hold on to them. Just let them go, and just look towards the next one and the next one and the next one. If I look through my phone, I have right now I have about maybe 28,000 pictures in my phone.
28,000
in my phone. I get
storage do you have?
I get the max iPhone, max. And I would be like, I would be scrolling and having memories and reliving different countries, waterfalls, sharks, top of buildings, fetes. It's crazy, you know. So it's like it will be too much for somebody like me to try to hold on to. Yeah,
that's incredible. Well, the question I was going to ask is, with so many shows, I'm sure there have been a few mishaps along the way. What would you say is your most embarrassing on-stage moment? Is there anything any kind of hilarious story or anything?
I mean, I haven't had many of those in a long time because I kind of double check, triple check, and make sure. But I mean, I've fell off a stage a couple of times.
Did you?
Like straight. Sometimes I'll be singing and the mic will fly out my hand and fall like 20 feet down.
Someone on the head.
And be gone. You know, somebody in the audience will have to bring it back. But I think my most embarrassing moment stayed with me. I mean, I think that's what I became famous for, which is Too Young to Soca, when I had this diaper. You know, the whole point was to pretend to be a baby. So we made a suit, which was like a
I saw it.
And, right.
I asked you about that.
I still have that today. I still have all the pieces of that.
Wow. You know? I was thinking, are those just shorts? Like, is that what people used to wear? Like,
no.
Or that was supposed to be like a diaper, like a nappy. I just thought it was some style of short that was like
you thought that's what we wearing here in Trinidad?
I was like, oh, so that's how they do out there. Okay.
It was supposed to be a diaper, and the thing is, this was a competition where I was like 9, 10 years old, but everybody else were like adults, like huge, these big men, and and I would just pretend to be this baby, and my mom was there, and she was trying to be the designer and the coordinator.
Yeah.
And just before I went on stage, we had bought some tights, like some bronze tights to look like leg color, because we didn't want the diaper to fall off and
you've got nothing
on, right?
Yeah.
And the underwear couldn't go on because it was short. So we decided, do we put on the tights or don't put on the tights? Put on the tights, don't put on. And like 5 minutes before we go, we put on the tights.
Okay.
And I mean, no time they could get me to ever wear tights again. I'm kind of tights guy. But
sounds like me during crop over. I'm like tights, no tights with the costume.
No tights. Always no tights. We always tell the girls that.
I did no tights. I ended up doing no tights.
Sure. But so I put these tights on, and lo and behold, the tights was the reason why the diaper was falling down.
Oh no!
And it was constantly falling down. I could feel the wind in my bum.
Oh no!
I keep trying to pull it up, and I couldn't concentrate on the performance. And for years, we blamed the tights and the diaper for you know whatever happened. But that was pretty embarrassing.
But it didn't fall completely to the ground at any point.
No, that would have been disastrous.
Yeah. I know those men would have let you have it. I'm sure they would have mocked you for many years to come.
Yeah. No tight.
You had mentioned, as I said, just working towards being as confident as you are, and I think we could probably all learn something from that. Do you have sort of a tip on how to gain that confidence quick, the fastest possible way? You've got to do something massive. You've got to go out on stage. You've got to perform at some meeting. You've got to give some talk. You've got to go and dance on the dance floor. Is that what's your trick? Do you have one, or is it just
I think from my knowledge of watching TV, there are a couple of drugs that can get you there. but for me, look, there is nothing quick.
Yeah.
Anything quick won't last.
Yeah.
You know, I don't do quick. You know, the one time I tried to do quick, I tried to make quick money. Yeah. I had my manager and everything, but I had a best friend. I was like, yo, you come manage me, and we go moonlighting. We would do these shows in New York City all summer, Brooklyn, Queens, and we was heading everywhere, and we was doing shows, and we was buying F1s.
Are we? Oh, you're back. Yeah.
You hear me?
We lost
when September.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. When September came, that quick money was gone. So let me just say this tip about confidence, and this is something that I learned really, really seriously.
Yeah.
My guru is Sadhguru, and I pay attention to him, and I listen to him, and I learn from him. And I've found in recent times he talked about confidence. Having confidence with no clarity could be dangerous. And sometimes when you're confident and when you're forced to project confidence, you try to move with what you believe. What you believe and what you believe, and you try to stand up for what you believe. And life is such that life is all about change. So when you believe something too tough and you believe it and you stand up for it, when change comes and that change is ready to happen and you're ready to not believe in what you believe in, you lose your confidence. Because there's no longer that ground that you're standing on, that thing that you've built up, it falls away from you. It disappears. All that wall you've built up and that big structure will be broken down one day. So there was this time that I was a huge superstar and everything was going good and everything was nice. And then, we had a couple mishaps in life, and I felt like I didn't want to do what I was doing anymore. And at those times, I would go away. I would go to ashrams, or I'd go to deserts, or I'd go to Africa, or I'd go to India. Yeah. But I went to Esalen this one time, and I was like, I need to find my confidence. I need to find my confidence. Yeah. And I went to this place in the California mountains, Esalen, which is up in Big Sur. Yeah. And I met a group of people that had real emotional problems. People were there trying to learn techniques, and they had problems, and they were adults in tears. And in these circles that we would be speaking, people would be crying. I would realize I don't have half the problems these people have. I don't have those kind of levels of suffering. And in the room at that time, I would catch myself walking over to that person, man or woman, and putting them on my head, on my shoulder, and being there for them and loving them. And then I realized, I left there after about 2-3 weeks, understanding that your confidence comes from your love. When you give love to people, that's why I said I give good love. Because I learned giving love, or actually being love for somebody, gives a sort of comfort, gives a sort of pleasantness in you that gives you confidence. And so if you're doing something musically, try to find love. First of all, try to find something you love to do. If you want to do something as a career, ask yourself first, before you choose what you want to do as a career to make money, what do I love doing? Yeah. What makes me happy? What makes me feel like love? And once you start doing that, there's some way money will start being attached to it. You'll be able to earn a living off it because you're doing it for other people. And I feel there's a level of confidence that comes in that, because you could never run out of being loving. Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible advice. That's really powerful, incredible advice.
In my documentary, when it comes out, you're going to see over my bed, I have this poster that said, my love is my confidence, and my confidence is my love. I learned that, if you're confident right now in who you are, one day you're going to reach a point where you're no longer confident. That is the time when you want to do a butterfly, like a caterpillar, and shed your cocoon and be a butterfly. Or you want to do like a snake and molt, come out of your old skin, leave it behind, and go in your new skin. And that is when you will have no confidence, because you know what? Nothing will be familiar to you anymore. You'll be going into new territory. If you walk into new territory, you don't know where to step. You don't know what the lights will be like off, so you're groping in the dark. But you have to be comfortable, be humble, ask for guidance, and all of those things are loving things. And once you be that way to people around you and you give of yourself, if you like, say you lose your job. You lose your job, and you're not confident of how you're gonna be able to take care of your family. And I mean, this is happening.
Which is what a lot of people are going through right now.
Even me. Even me. We have to figure out what would we do if we don't have to do any shows. So when you're in that space, you could go and volunteer. Yeah. You could go and help people. Do something that you don't have to think. You don't have to make. You just have to serve. Yeah. Service. And once you start doing that, you might like something in what you're doing. So just shift it off of your shoulder and take the burden off of somebody else's shoulder. And I think that's where confidence comes back. So don't be afraid if at times in life you lose your confidence. It probably just means that you're ready to not believe in all the things you believed in before and believe in something new, or you're ready to try something new, or what got you here will not get you there. So you leave it alone and you go forward.
So powerful and so needed these days. So thank you for that. That was incredible. Now, you have done more than anyone when it comes to helping to bring soca into the mainstream. But do you think it gets enough credit in the US?
You mean soca?
Yeah, soca music just in general.
I don't know if
it's underrated.
I think it's not
underexposed.
Yeah, it's underexposed, meaning that it's young. Soca started in 1976. You know, soca is in its growth spurt. You know, it's in its development stage. We're refining it. We're refining this product. The best thing about it is those who come to Trinidad or who venture into the Fete world by their friends inviting them, and then they experience it. Probably they didn't like it before, but they experience it. And what they experience about it is not just the music or the artist. They experience the love that it creates amongst people.
Absolutely. No one's ever angry when soca music's playing.
The music wasn't made. Soca music was based on love. Soca music was African music and Indian music loving each other up and joining together. It's based on that. Okay. You know, and it's actually a hidden love because Rashoti, who created soca, he tried mixing Indian and African, and he got flack from the Indian side, he got flack from the African side. So then he hid the Indian instruments and the phrasings of the Indian instruments. He hid it in the music.
I had no idea. I'm half Indian. I didn't realize that Indian music was infused in that way with soca. That's amazing.
Look up Ras Shorty I. Okay. Look up a song called Om Shanti Om Shanti Shanti Om.
I feel like I've heard that.
Of course. Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
I think real mantras and spirituality, and then of course the Afro part of soca is crazy in it. Yeah, so it's about that. So I think, it's not that America doesn't get its credit. People are learning about it, and we ourselves are learning how to take this message out. Not many people have really focused on taking soca internationally. And when I say it has happened, and even when it has happened, our intention was always to just make the best music. We come here to make people jump. We come here to make people free. We come here to give them joy. We hardly sit down and say, look, I'm going to make a Grammy soca album. That was the toughest years of my life, trying to figure out what to do to make a Grammy. Or to get a Grammy. Sorry. And then after a while, I realized, how do I make a stronger impact on people? And I just want to touch. So
forget the awards, let's focus on the people, you mean?
Let's focus on the product, on the service. What service are we providing? Are we comforting people? Are we getting their messages out? Are we giving them that release that they need? And I think everybody will say that that's what soca music does for them. And I have been using 2020 to focus on how best and how much better I could deliver messages that would change people's lives. And I've been trying to do that for the last couple of months.
Yeah, well, you are. You certainly are changing people's lives. So that actually brings me to the next question, which is, you just released a song that you mentioned earlier. Very powerful and beautiful song. It's an extremely difficult subject matter. It's about gender violence and the increase that we're seeing in Trinidad. And we're really seeing it in so many other countries as well. But talk to us about Precious Angel, which came out today.
Precious Angel is definitely a project and a message for the nation. It's a a battle cry for young women, to give them that strength and reassurance that the men are here. It's also for us to, invoke the spirit of the nation to let's try to make change by listening to each other. My business partner and creative partner, who's Chinese Laundry, Tony Charles, we do Machel Mondays together. He helped me produce his show, and last year I told him this is going to be the last Machel Monday. And he looked at me like, what? Because we have so much fun and we have so many emotional moments building it together.
Wow.
And just yesterday, he was the one who brought the idea of this song. He was working on this song with another young artist by the name of Azaria, who I've also been working with. And he also worked with people like Colonel Roberts and Rishi Matu and Ravi B, who's an East Indian singer from Trinidad.
Yeah.
So they all came together and they had this project to say something. I myself have been wanting to say something, but I'm a Sagittarius, and I tell people before I talk, I like to think.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking, what is the best way I can serve? How can I fix this problem?
Yeah.
And when this song came, I heard it and I said, listen, I think if we're going to say something like this, it needs to invoke some level of, people need to tear up. People need some level of emotion. We have to cry.
And I did, listening to it.
I cried last night listening to it. We all cried. So many people called me today and say cried. The doves was crying today in Trinidad and Tobago. The sky was open. And so, I spoke to him and I said, look, Tony, I don't know if I'm going to jump on this and say something just yet, because I am building what I want to say. Because for me, I know what Machel Montano brings to the table. If I do something, a lot of people see it as this is the trend. This is the thing to do. As a leader, you have to know and have that responsibility that people are going to follow what you do. So try to do the...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we lost you again. I think you're back.
And, so I was very hesitant. But I said to him, look, listen, this song have to touch me. And I don't feel it. It's too much party music, and I don't want to party to this. I'm not thinking about partying. I want to be, in shambles, because I wanted to shake me to my core. And he was like, all right, well, I'll keep you in mind. And he went home, and he came back to me and said, you know what? I think he was right. And I did over the entire song. I took it down and made it soft. And when I pressed play, I was immediately overcome with, emotion and the cry. So I said, okay, I'll help with the project, but this is my quiet time. This is my silent moment. Sometimes people, when things happen, they want you to respond a certain way. They want you to protest, or they want you to say something. They may not see what you might be doing undercover or behind the scenes, which I have been doing a lot, and I don't like to talk about the things.
Yeah.
But
especially on social media, if people don't see you posting immediately on social media, they might think you're not doing anything. Which
is another part of the behavior we have to watch. We have to do what we can do and let others process and do what they have to do in the right space, or try to inspire others. So they did this project. They inspired me. I inspired them by saying how it should be. And then we went in together and I decided, okay, I'm going to come and help even if I don't sing on it. But when I came and I sat down and I started working on this song, there was a part of this song that really took me in. It said, I can't live in a place, we can't live in a place that we're not safe again. Hearing the nation cry, there's so much pain. And, it was really serious. There are people and women out there who just feel like they can't live here anymore. They can't take this. And I talk about the whole world. When I say here, I mean live in this space. Anywhere in the world, you have frustrations and pressures. So I just felt like music, I should join with them. And I was encouraged with them. They pushed me. Tony said, let's do it. And I went in there and gave it my best. And it was the most beautiful experience, because right now, me and him would have been preparing to make Machel Monday, which was last week. We would have been tired. We didn't do a Machel Monday this year, but we did a song for, to speak out against violence, against women. And to me, it's just as big as doing a Machel Monday show. Today was the funeral for, a young lady that lost her life, a 20-year-old.
Was it Andrea Barrett?
Andrea Barrett. And
that story
Ashanti.
is absolutely devastating, just
Ashanti
awful.
Riley. I think this is like a George Floyd moment. Andrea Barrett's story is, the echoing of all the stories, of women and the issues that they have to face. So, while there are some of us who have to keep the carnival spirit up, there's some of us who have to speak on the issues.
Yeah.
And it's not like one or the other. We have to know how to coexist. So there are a lot of people who make their incomes off a carnival. There are a lot of people who do things, not just the artists behind the scenes. You have to know that this is what they do. Let them do that. People like me, if I run in a race here, and you run in a relay, and I run my leg, I take a break. You run your leg.
Yeah.
So while some people still have to uphold the culture, some of us have to deal with the issues.
Yeah.
And I felt like this was my time to, lend a hand to the issues, and to produce a song was really special because of the dream that I want to make conscious music. I want to make conscious soca. I want to make sweet soca, and to work with my friends on a project that means something to the nation, to the world. This I think this is way more than violence against women. This is violence against women, which is very sad. It is the most vulnerable. Are we attacking the weak or the weaker? Are we seeing it as a lesser thing? Are we trying to take it out? These are our mothers, daughters, sisters. Sometimes women can be way stronger than men. They nurture us. They love us. So I don't like to put all those things, whether it is, I just feel we have to love them and give them the support right now because they're crying out. And that's what we're here to do.
Yeah. The country as a whole is really reeling from what's been going on as well, isn't it? Because the violence against women, I believe, has doubled during the pandemic. And I'm sure the same, I'm not sure what the statistics are here in the US, but I know it's not good.
Well, I think a lot of men are having, some issues being locked up and inside, and different people deal with things different ways. And I think we are having a moment. This moment started with the Me Too movement. This moment started with to me, that understanding of feminine energy and the female side of things. For me, I believe in yin and yang, and we have to understand that we have to nurture, to care. We have to have that side of us, and that's what the feminine represents. The nurturing, that mother's milk, that love. A child will run to their mother. We can't take that out of the world. There will be no creation. And if we really, really trying to just be all, conquer and all, win and all, gather everything and own everything, I feel we'll be losing the essence of, the real beauty of who we are, which is the feminine.
True. Well, thank you so much for shining a light on what's been going on. You checking out some of the comments there?
No, somebody said I had nice.
Oh, you're looking at your... okay. You're checking the beard. So we're on question number 8 now. So you are a very talented actor as well. I didn't even know that. Why are you laughing?
I don't think I can act.
Tell me why you're laughing.
I don't think I can act at all. I am such a realist. I like to be real. To try to pretend is really rough for me. It's rough. And
did you didn't think you did a good job in the movie? So you were just a background in case people don't know. You were in Bazodi, is that how you pronounce it? Which was
Bazodi.
Bazodi. Oops, sorry.
Bazodi.
Bazodi. Okay.
Bazodi.
From what I saw, I haven't seen the whole thing. I was like, oh wow, Machel's killing it. But no.
That was a lot of effort. That was a lot of effort, and it still have some moments that make me cringe. But that was a lot of effort. Okay. And the director said, "Look, listen, you're a musician. I work with musicians all the time. You go on stage all the time and you pretend. So just use that." And and I just used that.
I said you were excellent in capitals. So there you go.
I try. I think there's room for improvement, and I would definitely take that opportunity any day and do it all over again.
You do it again.
Yeah, especially the kissing part.
Yeah. Your co-star was really pretty.
Very, very.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
Hi, Natalie. She's having a baby right now.
Oh, congratulations! Congratulations to her. So, what would be your dream starring role, and who would be your dream co-star if you were to do another movie? What kind of movie would it be? Would it be action? Would it be drama? Would you try and hand it comedy?
I actually have a movie I want to do. I wrote this movie about 20 years ago. I have the script. I like movies like The Harder They Come with Jimmy Cliff. I like those old reggae movies about culture and about musicians, and I always wanted to do something like that. In Trinidad with the jokes of the community, and Basel was kind of trying to be like that, but there was a lot of influence of certain types of the Bollywood movies or the regular movies about the Caribbean when somebody get married and know they're not getting married again and they like somebody else. But I want to do one of those roots and spiritual movies about the history of soca and some of the things that I know, like what I have gone through. So I would want to star, and it's not like if I want to have a romantic co-star. I want to co-star with some of the other entertainers in the game who are funny and who could play the role, because I think we could tell a story. And I think we need to tell our stories, because a lot of people see us and they see things, that they never knew before, because we don't have that moment to share history. And I think when you share history with young people, they get to see something in you that they might recognize in themselves and know that it's not that difficult to achieve it. So I have this concept about a soca star who became a sex symbol. All the girls love him and was pulling at his pants and trying to squeeze his things. And,
so basically. Really? You, in other words.
and then he didn't like that one day. One day he woke up and he wasn't about that, and he wasn't happy with himself. And then there were other artists who wanted that spotlight. And then there was artists who wanted to come out of the gangster game and get into music to save themselves. And then there was guys who came out of the gangster music and went to the hills and became spiritual. I want to tell that story of life, real struggles, real people's situations, the things that people really fighting for, to come up out of the ghetto, to make it, to be on the street and narrow, sometimes to be in the ghetto and survive. This is tough. So that is my dream role.
I want to see that movie. You need to get that made.
I'm trying.
Oh, it sounds so compelling. I would watch.
This will be the best story ever.
I love it already. Like, you sold me. Okay, question number 9. We're almost there. I'm going to name 3 things. Tell me if you believe in them or not. All right. Aliens. A lot of talk about aliens these days.
You're going to ask me these questions and my answers are so complicated.
Oh, okay.
I am not a believer.
Oh, you're not a believer in aliens?
I'm not a believer of anything.
Okay.
I'm a seeker.
Okay.
Remember I tell you, when you believe in things too much, you stand up for them, and then one day they begin, and the next day they're gone. I like to seek knowledge. Okay. So I'm always seeking knowledge. And what I know, the only things I know is what I've experienced. Gotcha.
So you haven't experienced aliens?
Well, it depends on what you consider an alien to be. I used to have a concept that we are the aliens. We came from Mars. We probably, destroyed our planet, burned it out, and then came down here to Earth. So we are probably the Martians that we keep dreaming of. I believe, I don't know anyone say I believe, but life, I understand life to have many forms.
Yeah.
Life has many forms. And I'm not going to sit here and wonder about the forms that I cannot see.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in the forms that are right here in front of me. Yeah. Because there's so many of them. There's so many flowers and species of plants and people and so much of life to see right here that I really want to think about the ones that are not there.
Yeah.
So I'm not interested.
So you're not here to speculate. I'm
here to experience.
That's a really interesting answer. Really, really interesting answer. Because everyone has their opinions and very strong opinions.
And what,
you're like, Well, I don't know. Yeah.
And what? I don't know. That's the best thing. The best place to be is I don't know. Because guess what? Once you don't know, then you're gonna seek. Then life is an adventure. If you say you know and you know and you know, then you become a conclusion. Because then there's no chase.
Yeah.
You know, I like to wake up every day and look at life. And honestly, what is an alien? What do we mean by alien? Do we think that because we live here on Earth, anything outside of Earth is alien? I am part of the universe.
Yeah.
I am part of all creation.
Yeah.
So what could possibly be alien to me?
Yeah.
My thinking is way different than
Here's why I like it. It's a really interesting perspective. So, what about ghosts?
Well, I mean, again, I have a different understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you haven't experienced?
Well, no, I don't think I've had any of those experiences. Okay. You know, I really feel like I understand there's a certain level of physical life.
Yeah.
And I understand that there's a certain level of spiritual life, which is beyond physical. You know, physical is not only everything.
Yeah.
There's ways to sit down and go beyond your physical self and experience yourself. I'm a musician and I'm a vibes and I sing in songs. I know there are things beyond the body, beyond the physical nature. And therefore things could exist, I believe. I understand that. That's just it. But I'm not into, you see, those things are long gone in my life when I was growing up. Things like, you know,
Totally.
Easter Bunny will be in there too and all those different
That was my next one. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Yeah. So I think I know what you're going to say here, sort of. The law of attraction, right? Because I know you meditate a lot. Do you believe in the law of attraction, being able to manifest?
I believe in the laws of the universe, and attraction is definitely one. Whatever you think, you can manifest.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the whole point about not physical things. Your mind, you know, you might think, oh my gosh, I wish I had a house in the jungle. I wish I had a house in the jungle. One day I wanted a house. And you think that so much that one day you will take the steps towards having that house in the jungle.
Yeah,
and one day you'll wake up and you'll be living in jungle in that house and you realize, whoa, this was a thought.
Yeah.
Now this is a reality. People do this every day, you know. People think about people, and if you think about them and they call you, they pick up the phone and they call you. Sometimes we don't really recognize.
It happens all the time. It's crazy. Yeah,
like,
people you haven't spoken to in years, or even thought about in years sometimes.
And if you're not enough and you're not connected to yourself enough, you wouldn't recognize the frequency with which this happens, and you wouldn't realize that it is actually happening because of you. You know, I have to create. I'm a creator. That's what's on my passport. Occupation, creator.
Does it really say create? Does it really say that? Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's what I put on the forms when I'm signing forms. That's why I've signed out forms in so long. But yeah, you know, it's about when you have to create things, you have to make things out of nothing, out of dust. You have to take ideas and bring it together. So I really feel like there is that level of, and what you are is what you will attract. The energy that you are, if your joy, if your love, if your pleasantness, you will bring that into your space.
Yeah. Some more powerful words. So this last one is question number 10. You're almost done. So you put out, is it 21? I know you don't really count, but it's something like 21, 22 solo albums. You've put out a bunch of albums with Ecstatic as well. And you just had, as we've spoken about, incredible longevity in the game. What advice do you have for everyone, whatever career, whatever industry they're in terms of creating longevity for yourself? I know you were talking about love and how important that is. I think where a lot of people fall short is there are changes that happen within their career and they might not embrace those changes. Is that something that you think ends up sort of getting people into a bad place career-wise?
Life Is what a bad thing? Embracing change?
Oh, so you know how things change, like the industry will change, or preferences will change, trends change. And for example, me as a journalist, I've seen journalism change completely. And at first I was a little resistant. It's like, blogger, what do you mean blogger? So, well, I'm a real journalist. I had that approach. And then I realized, you know what, I can embrace this. I can embrace everything that's happening on social media, and also take the best of being a traditional journalist, the best of the traditional world, and infuse it with the new.
I feel you. I feel you. It's all about how to take your skills and what you learn from your old skills into the new, because as you said, change will always happen. But I could give you all these I can give you all these slogans and all these philosophies, but life is not only about your career.
Yeah.
Life is not about what you're doing in the industry. And if you really realize what life is about, if you watch life, you will understand that life is constantly in flux.
Yeah.
You would understand that a seed is put into the ground, it grows a stalk, it grows branches, it grows leaves, it gives flowers, and then it bears fruit. That fruit will be eaten or will fall to the ground. That tree will die. It will go back into the ground. That fruit will have a seed. It will nourish somebody. It will go back into the ground. This is life. Life is death. Life is life and death. So this is constant change.
Yeah.
So you can't want longevity. You have to know that life is everlasting. Life is eternal. Life is beyond long. Life is continuous.
Yeah.
And if you understand your place in that, you would never try to hold on to things too much. Holding on to something is like, you don't want to let it go, but it is going. You know, we can't have the same things forever. Your job is going to change.
Yeah.
And even if you might be the one who do the same thing for your career your whole life, you will know that there are changes and adjustments, as you see.
Yeah.
So I think to have longevity in music commons, you have to accept that, look, there are times when things are going to go way different. The times of this that I'm doing right now will have to end, and I'll have to reinvent some new aspect. I'll take some of the old things with me. Sometimes I have to leave everything behind and go and try a new skill. Once you get comfortable with that, you will just be rolling with life.
Yeah.
You'll be rolling with life, and there's no, you might say something might come up now that might stop us from doing what we're doing, and your career come to an end.
Yeah.
But your love life might take off.
Yeah.
And that might be another dimension of your life that really, you couldn't really experience because of your career.
Yeah.
People like me, I didn't have time for too much of a love life, trying to become the best at what I do. So, you have to really embrace life and know that it that's the next thing I was going to say. Life is eternal. It's not always about your career, but, life is on your side. That is one of the most important things, is that life is on your side. Sometimes you might feel the end of a career, or the end of a job, or the pandemic taking away a carnival from us. You're not really taking away a carnival from us. I have had 40-something carnivals. What about one, that I could rest and think and recharge? We want to hold on. Anytime you hold on to something, you get attached to it.
Yeah.
Once you get attached to something, if somebody come and take it away from you, you're going to suffer.
Yeah.
Because attachment is bondage, and once you're bonded to something, every time it go away, you're going to get sad.
Yeah.
So
it's hard to not get attached to things, though, that you care about or that you enjoy.
Well, that is if you're not using the right tools.
Okay.
If you're using the right tools and meditation and yoga, and you understand the science, you have to change your mindset. If you understand the science, if you really truly embrace life, if you want to know life, there are ways to go and find out. And when you find out about it, the beauty is not getting attached.
Yeah.
And you can't just do that on your own. I can't tell you, don't get attached according to you. What do I do to get it quick?
Yeah.
Because everybody wants it quick.
Overnight confidence,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, Absolutely incredible advice that I think everyone, no, it really is just across the board. And you made it through the 10 and 10. See, it wasn't that bad, was it?
It was okay. It was okay.
Just okay.
Good journalism. Good journalism. No, it was excellent.
Thank you.
I think this is important. I don't do this often. I just felt like, it was important today to let people know that we're speaking out, for women today is important. This is a big Carnival Friday. Everybody want to be partying, and that's cool. But there are also some issues happening that we have to address, and it's going to be a long journey that we don't have all the answers. We don't blame. Let's not blame everybody or be upset with everybody. Let's try to use the opportunity to say, okay, how can we all sit together and talk about it and at least figure out what we need to do? And I'm going to try to do my best. Give me time. Don't be on me to solve the problems. I don't think I have the solution alone. This thing is not you do it, the government do it, the police do it, the bandits terrible. This is all of us.
Yeah. This
is what we get into, all the movements around the world this year. Black Lives Matter. This is for all people. And it's not about all that matter. It's about Black Lives Matter because we know all life matters. Yeah. But right here, right now, they have to understand there is something that needs to happen to our community. The respect, the understanding, the embrace that it needs. And it could be better for all of us if we do that. Same thing with women. We have to understand not to take advantage of the vulnerable. Not to take advantage of things. Everything on the face of this creation has a right to be here. Mm-hmm. Even the cockroaches, the ants, the flies, the things like the frogs, the snakes. People scared of all these different things, but they all
I'm scared of cockroaches. Deathly afraid of them.
and they're playing a role. They're playing a role, So keep food out of your floors.
Well, this is New York City. This is New York. They just chill on the street in the nicest areas as well, all sorts of areas. Yeah, I'm definitely afraid. I'll take the rats over the cockroaches, definitely. But you are absolutely awesome. We really appreciate you because I know you don't do this often, and to spend all this time. I told you it was going to be 40 minutes, and it ended up being an hour and a half. So we really, really appreciate your time. I know everyone's loved it. Is there anything else we should know? I know Machel Monday is happening on Monday. Definitely. You're going to play the 2 hours from last year.
Yep, and you're going to see some footage you never seen before, the wedding, some interviews. You're going to see, a lot of behind-the-scenes things that are there. And I'm working on it right now, watching a lot of these things and totally enjoying it. I don't like really looking back at me and loving myself too much. But just the fun of the people and the huge crowd and all the performers and the lights and the effects and being in white, the wedding procession. There's a message there, there's a message of love and togetherness that I feel we really need, to embrace at this time. So MachelMontano.com, it will be on there, and the D Music app. And then I have an album coming out next week, which is it's the wedding album.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of love songs. These are, I wasn't in the studio much this year, but I had music wanted that there's a turn away from regular soca and fete music. And because I got this chance to not have to write fete songs, I just want to put out some of the things that I've been working on for people to hear and listen. It's not gonna be mash up the place, but it's love. And I have a single coming out on Monday. To You, the single is coming out. Trust me, so many things from Machel coming out.
And that's going to be on the album as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's the first single of the album drop.
All right. No, we're definitely going to check that out. Do you think, so this time next year, do you think you're going to get back to the fete music, or do you think you're more on the sort of conscious, deeper stuff?
No, I didn't think we were going to have to experience a pandemic in 2021.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about what next year will be or what would or wouldn't happen. I like to live one day at a time, and I want to do what I need to today to make sure that I'm there. I want to wash my hands. I want to stay outside as much as I could. I want to wear my mask.
Yeah.
I really want to do what is necessary right now, so that we could provide a better future for everybody. You know, I don't. My vision in life is not just to go back to fetting and go back to soca. You know, I didn't want to go back to Machel Monday. I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
There's no going back. There's only going forward. As the Rasta says, Rasta only go forward.
Yeah.
You know, and every single thing that I have experienced in life, I have experienced better things the more life progresses.
Yeah.
So I know that better is ahead, and I know only I have to just sit down and really plan and really think about it and sacrifice right now, eat little, live long, just hold on and just like be in this holding pattern and try to use this time to just be wiser when things come, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't want to predict because I don't know.
Yeah.
The master is in charge, but I will be prepared. I'll be a better person in 2022. I'll be more humble. I'll be more loving. I'll be more considerate of others. I'll have a little more feminine understanding. I have a bit of embrace in my feminine side because of the woman in my life and the role that they play in. I'm learning so much from being married.
Yeah, you're working on
you.
You're working on the best. I mean, you're already amazing, but you're working on the best version of you that you can be.
Yeah, most definitely.
We love that, and we're going to be following you all the way. So, I'm excited. And I can't wait to hear the Love album as well, The Wedding.
Yeah.
Awesome. Machel, thank you so much. Again, we really appreciate your time, and this has been really powerful. You guys at home, thank you for hanging with us. And I know a lot of you were here the whole time as well, so we appreciate you.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I was thinking about you for a while. I was going to reach out to you, and thanks just for being so open and responsive as well. It was fantastic to get you on.
Awesome. I want to stand with all the women today and beyond, and I want us to, really understand the message. Check out our song, Precious Angel. It's on YouTube. Go on the platforms and find it and share the message because, sometimes just the words can make a difference, but I think this is the words is to encourage people to come forward and speak, and let's find solutions and find some ideas as how we could start to address what is happening. I think the change starts in here. I think everybody have to, I really want to say that, something I learned is I am responsible for everything that I am and everything that I am not. Meaning that, and if you believe that you are part of the whole creation, then you are also a part of the problem, but you can be a part of the solution. So let's just do what each one of us could do. We went in the studio for days. We said something. There are people who out on the street protesting. We support them. There are people who in the government buildings changing laws. We support them. There are women who are speaking out. We support them. And we really want to ask the men to check on themselves and let's check on ourselves as beings, everybody.
Yeah, and you're right. A song is just so powerful, and it creates dialogue, and dialogue is what we need, and a safe space for women to be able to come out and tell their stories. So amazing stuff. And I'm a huge fan, if I didn't tell you that already. I'm a huge fan, and I have been for years. Even before I was into soca, I was, a big Machel fan. So it's been a pleasure, for sure.
Thank you very much.
And have a great night in the jungle, because I'm jealous.
I'm about to drive there right now.
Okay. Oh, so you're not there right now. Okay.
I'm in the city tonight, for the first part of the night. Tomorrow is my dad's birthday. I want to wish him a happy birthday, and he's in the jungle. So I'm going to go see him there tomorrow. And
happy birthday to your dad. Have fun.
Yeah.
All right, Machel, thank you so much again. Bye, guys.